Hello, Mr. Trujillo. Can you tell me, did you immigrate to the United States? And if you did, when did you?
Well, I came in 1978,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed in the United States until now.
Okay. Um, what would you say is your knowledge of immigration?
Then or now?
Now.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, to being in the process for so many years, I think it's very different than was when I went through my immigration as it is now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What is your stance on immigration, and more specifically on undocumented immigration that's being debated in the current immigration reform debate now?
hmm Well, like I say, it's very different than what I went through and it is now. But uh, when I went through in my time, I had to prove that I was having a full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
and that I can support myself and my family, and also um, had to pay income tax.
Mm-hmm.
That was the requirements that I have to have approved for the government that I was not going to seek help for the government.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can approve, I can support myself and my phone and the income tax, they would deny me.
Okay. So would you say that you agree or disagree with the current immigration reform debate?
Well, in the current immigration, they working right now. I really don't know the
Mm-hmm.
specifics. They can ask people if they can have to prove living uh, papers, if they have to prove they have a job,
Mm-hmm.
or if they have to prove they report income tax. I don't know none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's not fair to comment until I know all these details.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next question. Um, as you may know, over the years there has been a change in the political climate, and it led to many changes in immigration law, and the public attitude about immigration changed. And for example, some immigrants were able to process their citizenship much faster with the amnesty of 1986, the Braceros program. But after situations such as 9/11, immigration law and public opinion changed dramatically in a much more negative way. Have you been able to notice this shift in attitude? And if so, what has been your personal experience with immigration?
Again, you know, the citizenship I came as a citizen in 1980, 96,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And because, the laws changed in Mexico and United States,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
You're allowed to have dual citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
And I came citizen in 1980, 96,
Mm-hmm.
and I still had to prove that I was a good person, that I wasn't have any crime committed in any way,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to have a lawyer with me so I can uh, whatever I've been asked the right question,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember there was 10 of us in the court when I went to my citizenship,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the only one of us out of the 10. Maybe because I had my lawyer, maybe because I was prepared for, and because they talk to you, your history, they talk to you. So I don't know how they be now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you been able to notice a change in public attitude? Like, for example, maybe the public attitude towards immigrants was more positive then, it's more negative now. Have you been able to notice this shift in attitude?
Well, like right now, is so many people demanding amnesty or papers or whatever. I don't know what they're going to be calling.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't used to see those before, but I mean, I see the government trying to work together
Mm-hmm.
and try to come up with the plan that helps everybody, but they still, like I talked to some of my friends, they don't have the papers in here, and they say, well, I get my papers, but what about if I don't have a job? you know. And so it's one of the things. It's a lot of them they don't pay income tax. A lot of they don't have anything in their name. The reason I know it because I have some people work for me, and so a lot of those things I don't know how they're gonna be. But like in the government, you know, one side they say is has to be done, and finally they coming together right now. I hope they do something right.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me how the current immigration process to obtain citizenship works? Just your understanding. It doesn't have to be right or wrong.
The citizenship now.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your understanding of it?
Uh, Ruby, I really, like you say, I don't understand what the process had to go to people now. Because I haven't spoke anybody lately. Like when I can talk about my citizenship. I had to have 150 questions. Okay? And out of those 150 questions, they are from the Constitution. And I have to be prepared when I go to see the immigration person and to be able to answer all those questions. I had to write English 3 questions, and all the interview has to be in English. So I've been asked some of my friends, I said, I have the questions. If you want to see my questions, I have, because my question was written down from my lawyer. And some of them, they told me the questions they are now, they are different. So I don't know what kind of questions they're going to ask. So I can't really comment on what's coming.
Okay, that's fine. Finally, how does status, whether it's documented, undocumented, or whatever it is, how would you say that affects people's everyday lives?
That's the easiest one.
Okay.
I think people's lives it won't be no difference, because I'm gonna tell you the way I see it happen to Hispanics. I'm gonna talk in the Hispanics.
Okay.
Okay. When we come from Guatemala, Salvador, Mexico, whatever Latin countries, most of the people come, they're not educated, like me, you know? And so they all can think jobs like doesn't require a lot of paperwork, or it's just a few people coming for career, lawyers or doctors or anything else. Because I see an accountants, they do landscaping because they don't have license. Okay, so in that position, I don't see any difference in between people who have a green card or citizen. The other people doesn't have nothing, because they all working, cutting grass, the people I know. And so pretty much they are equal, as long as they know how to work, they don't have much difference in pay they get.
Okay.
So,
all right. Okay. Is that all you have to say for that?
yeah, because I mean, like I said, I talk to people, and they making the same money as the other one have papers.
Okay.
Because, and I see, well, in the society, I don't know if they treat them different or not. Because, like say, they are still living and pretty much together. They deal with the same people every day. And I don't know when they go to government offices or professionals' offices, how do they treat, but so far, the people I know, they haven't complained about it. They do want to have papers. And you know, the question I heard from most of them, I want to get my papers so I can go to Mexico. or I can go to my country. But they never say, I want to get papers to get a better job or to go to school. So I really, maybe I don't, here where I am is very, very small Hispanic community, you know that. I mean, you see when you came, you barely see Hispanic people. So it's a little town around here that I go, Cornerstone. There's a lot of them over there. But it's why I talk to them, and they're excited to get the papers, but not to get better life, to go wherever they're coming from.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Okay. All right, Mr. Trujillo, that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.